Alright, welcome back. So I did a little bit of inventory management here. And we should be good to go for this fight against the trolls. Guess Leif can go to the backline though, since his armor is a bit damaged. So for this fight, Sophie can actually be in the front. He'll mostly just be using her shield walling. And if we get unlucky, someone will die, like perhaps Oswulf. Also, yeah, now that I remember, let's put him closer to the Crusader for rotation purposes. Okay, let's take this fight. Okay, so 3 of them seem to have throwing weapons. Okay, Sophie, I am going to put you at risk here, but you will be shield walling, so probably that's fine. Okay, now let's rotate the Crusader. You see if Odolric actually has the stamina to walk up to a spot here and then rotate. Good kill. Okay, he does not, so I should have rotated with Odolric first, and after that with Oswulf. Doesn't really make that big of a difference though. Might as well Prayer of Faith here. Okay, let's actually move, since we got that Berserk going off there. Now let's riposte. So hit this guy. And we did get baffled, but that will be cleared. Okay, even Sophie has a 44% chance here, so I'm going to take that. Did not succeed. Try to get a Berserk kill here, then hit this one. Okay, Oswulf intercept this troll who's trying to flank us. And let's try to kill this troll with throwing javelins. No kill, but a hit. Weird moves. Well, I guess there was some logic to it. But now this troll is dead. Good job, Magnachar. So yeah, we came to the north to look for the Vala, but I realized we don't actually have room in our roster, so we'll have to either increase that or get rid of someone. I think we are close enough for the roster size increase with increased renown that we don't really need to let anyone go. Not just yet. Okay. We could already decide on a weapon for Nicholas if we wanted to. So he'll be 90 plus eventually on melee skill, which enables basically everything. It's not the best for weapons that don't have a bonus chance to hit, but it's good enough, I suppose. Could just take gifted here or maybe back to basics. Maybe rotation. I think we'll go gifted. Let's go melee skill, melee defense, and hit points since he's nimble. Right, what about the loot? Did we get anything? Got one of these headband sides. Okay. Now let's return the golden talisman that we got earlier. Not doing any of that. Could do... Maybe I could even fight Unholds now, if it's a one skull mission, but I don't think there's much of a point in that taking that risk. Once we get some Indomitables or something, then it's much easier. So let's try to increase our renown. Guess I'll check these butchers since they get access to the food perks. So this guy doesn't benefit from 3 stars in range defense, so he's just a skip, I think, unless I make a peaceable version, which I don't want to do if I get a butcher, I don't think. It is safer though, since if the butcher dies I will lose the benefit. This is a skip. She's fragile and ailing. Can do much better than that. Just trying to quickly check if these Hound Masters possibly rolled those peddler or food perks. Did not appear to be the case. Okay, let's go to Ravestad for possible... Actually, let's buy some tools first. All of them. And let's also sell some garbage. do we need to buy food? We will soon, but I won't do it here. So yeah, we actually have enough for training equipment if we happen to find that. So with that in mind, let's go to Grimborg first. It's a bit closer than Ravestad anyway. And it is a possibility we run into white wolves here. But if my theory is correct, with impatient, they should allow us to actually flee the battle as long as it doesn't happen as an ambush. But if that doesn't happen, we will save scum. If necessary, we are not losing a round just because we can't run from white wolves. Let's actually check if you have training equipment here. We do not. We do have some moderately priced food though. So Hedge Knight we could roll on, he's kinda expensive though. So another Hedge Knight who's a bit more reasonable. There's also a Warrior and a Master Archer. Master Archers are hugely expensive and I suspect they won't like working with the Crusader either. Not sure about these Warriors. I would imagine since this guy is paid more per day than this Hedge Knight is, that they do not like the Crusader either. But let's try out this Hedge Knight. Okay, this is even worse than last time. With Nyctophobia and Pessimist. Like, those aren't the worst things ever, but this star distribution is kinda garbage. So we can do better than that. Let's dismiss this guy. There's also this Pilgrim, which is a no. And let's buy 10 more tools. I'm not checking armorers or weaponsmiths. Maybe I should. Okay, there is a famed sword. I am not going to buy it. It's alright, but I don't think it's worth 10,000 at the moment. So it has enhanced damage and enhanced effectiveness against armor, so those are okay, but I have better uses for my money currently, I think. We'll need to buy some more ammunition again. So one skull return item, I think I skipped that. Then again, I do need renown. There's a patrol, we might do that. Okay, no thanks to this Pilgrim. So Anatomist. I suspect they won't like the Crusader either. Now on this caravan hand it again says tabulates company expenses. So I wonder if that's a lie in the background or perhaps on this perk list. Or if it's just a possibility. I think it's just a possibility because... What the hell? It disappeared. It's no longer there. No longer tabulates company expenses. What the hell? Prefers fighting bandits. Yeah, this text changes. Okay, I did not know that was a thing. So now again, he's tabulating company expenses. Okay, well, I don't know. Yeah, they're not in this list. Not sure what's going on with that. Okay. Patrol. Can we do a patrol? Can we successfully kill what the game throws at us? As long as it's thralls instead of reavers and armored unholds, then the answer is yes. But I don't know how long we'll be seeing just thralls. Let's check how close we are now to the renown roster size increase. So we're 9 renown away. So I think just this return item quest should be enough for that. So let's do that. Should be super easy. Probably meet only thugs. You come across a goatskin tent beside the road. The hide tarps have been dipped in purple dews, and there are fresh daisies twisted into the knots of matted goat hair. An old woman with a hunchback stands outside with her hands clasped and hanging. She sizes you up and down with withered eyes.
Ah, a sellsword. No, a captain of sellswords. Or perhaps something more. You smell of a strange odor, and not just that of a man. Do you wish to have your fortune told?
She gestures to inside the tent. You see a number of long cards laid face down across the table. All right, tell me my fortune, old woman. This is a lot to read. You step into the tent and its folds close, and you are in nothing but darkness. You stand there for a time and ask the woman where she went. Pursing your lips, you open the tent flap to bring in some light. The slip of light strikes a sheen from the darkness, and you turn around to see the dagger soaring forward. You block it away with your gauntlet and draw your sword and plunge it into the hag's chest. She drops the knife and clutches your shoulder.
Such a monster you are, sellsword, killing a kind old woman such as I. You'll die for this. You and your men will all die.
You bring the witch in close and get a look at suddenly bright, wicked cat eyes. You spit and nod. Foretelling doom in a world where everything dies, not a hard job. Do you know what my job is, you witch? She grins, a black rind of a gummy smile. Black blood spurts over her lips as she laughs.
Oh, sellsword, we shall see what you are when Dafkul has you in his hands.
The witch's body goes limp, and your sword suddenly cuts straight through her flesh, leaving sliced flesh folding at your feet. You quickly exit the tent and have the whole thing burned. Some of the men swear they can see the woman's face grinning in the pools of smoke. Burn the witch! Okay, I suppose that's something that a crusader would do. Perhaps even with a less hostile witch. And yeah, there are rabble here since it's a one skull mission. Let's get that renown. Should be an easy slaughter. Oh, whoops. Playing too fast apparently. Well, it doesn't matter really. Rebel being smart and not trying to engage with the Crusader. Game's still lagging a bit, even though I restarted. Okay. So easy fast fight. It's better than an easy slow fight. Gonna level up for the Crusader. Some absolute garbage loot. Okay, Crusader is now level 11. So, I think we want more damage now. So, Killing Frenzy is something we might want. We will eventually want a weapon mastery, but we haven't decided what weapon we'll get. Once we see a really good famed weapon, we might decide to use that on the Crusader. Might consider Pathfinder for some situations. Might consider Back to Basics for even more melee defense. So the Crusader is very tanky, can deal damage, but doesn't get all the best damage perks, like for example the Berserker avatar gets. We'll get Killing Frenzy here. What else will we get? I suppose if we want damage we could go Executioner, Crippling Strikes. We could also go for more tankiness if we want. There's, for example, well, immovable object doesn't do much at the moment since we're nimble. But we might also pick up Battle Forge if we so desire. We could do things with quick hands and bags and belts maybe as well. If we wanted to, we could go for a super tanky Crusader with a shield as well. Have never done that. I've played this Origin a bunch of times, but I've never used a shield. Doesn't seem all that necessary with 54 melee defense, but in some fights it would be good. Could also maybe consider Indomitable. Could also consider Perfect Focus, I guess, but that requires, I think, weapon mastery and preferably a weapon with lowered fatigue costs to use effectively. If this run goes on long enough, I think I will pick up Perfect Focus, but I don't think it's the time for it. Could consider Fearsome, since we have good resolve as well. I think I'll just go for more damage. So I'll take Crippling Strikes first, and after that Executioner. And the Peddler leveled. So I could take Gifted here for immediate short-term benefit. Consider Fortified Mind, since he has a starting resolve and access to Mind over Body. Or I could just take Steel Brow, because a crossbow bolt to the head would probably kill this guy. He doesn't get Nimble, that's a bit of a shame. Has to go Battle Forged. Okay, I'll take Steel Brow. He's mostly here for the bartering skills and the eventual Paymaster perk. So I want him to survive until that. Okay, now our roster size is increased, so we want to keep one slot open for the possibility of the Vala, who would greatly boost our combat efficiency and eventually be able to craft some runes for us. So let's try to stay in the north until we find the Vala. That might take a long time though, so our plans could change in the meanwhile. Especially if we start meeting those tougher barbarian groups. Also, there's a huge group of undead here. Need to be careful. Yeah. So this is this is legendary difficulty distance scaling for you. There's a 0.0% chance we could beat this, even with the help of this trading caravan, I think. I've seen much worse groups. This is by far not the worst group I've ever seen. We won't be fighting that. No way. I'll make a save just in case we fuck up somehow. I think we'd be able to flee from that, but also there are goblins. There's a huge group of goblins here. Now this is actually theoretically doable, but it's also quite likely to get everyone killed, so let's not go with 1 time speed because of this threat. And if the nobles want to fight these goblins, I don't think I'll join in because it will be super tedious. It takes so long. It'd be an easy fight, but okay, there's a bat roll here available for us, but I don't know about that. Okay, we could buy a scrap tent now. That would help with our tool situation quite a bit. Let's check the recruits. no to this none. Yeah, this text keeps changing. So I don't know how far we can trust it. Don't know about that. So Hedge Knight and a Swordmaster. Both of them are on the expensive side. But now we have the roster room and also we have money. Let's check these shepherds first. Nope. Guess I... Okay, this one might be good enough, but let's also make a habit of checking the perks here in case we see those food perks on someone. So this guy has 3 stars in melee skill and 3 skulls in melee defense, so we will definitely see how he is with an upfront fee of 149. Okay, starts with 16 melee defense because he has paranoid as well. Has 2 stars in initiative with dodge and alert being possible. Does suffer from paranoids minus 30 initiative though, but that is offset with unpredictables plus 5 initiative. So not the best melee skill. Will reach maybe like 90 by the time he's level 16. If we get the training equipment, maybe even more with the training equipment than level 16. So that is good enough eventually. It's not that great until level 11. And even so, it's not great at all. But that is a very nice melee defense though. And he gets shield spec, doesn't get underdog though. Does get resilient with nimble, but doesn't get colossus. Doesn't get berserk, doesn't get killing frenzy, so he can't really be a damage dealer. Does have perfect focus, but that's unlikely to be of any use because he doesn't have battle flow or mind over body. So this guy, earlier on I would definitely take him, but now I'm thinking with this perk situation, I am not going to take him. He can't be a spear guy. He could possibly be a mace stunner though. Does get access to fast adaptation and onslaught if I want to give him initiative despite being paranoid. Also has feint, so if I want him to really hit those stuns, that can be arranged. Even with this 3 stars in melee defense, he's going to be in danger quite a bit because he lacks Colossus and Underdog though. So it's close. It is close. Does get a rebound with shield expert, so he could maintain shield wall all the time. Would help if he had bags and belts for some backup shields that didn't cost stamina either. So if I had gotten this guy earlier, I would definitely try to use him. As it stands, I think I'll let him go. He could definitely be usable, but it would take a long time for him to actually start to shine, and we can get Hedge Knights and Shield Maidens who will just outshine him pretty much always, despite him having 3 stars in melee skill and melee defense. So yeah, needed a little bit more to convince me, I think. If I gave him initiative all the time and alert, he will get freedom of movement and in the zone. So I don't know. Don't know. I could give him like, let's say 100 swords. Give him duelist. Give him a rebound. He'd always be able to hit twice with a 100 sword. And he'd be relatively sturdy with freedom of movement, nimble, resilient, even without Colossus. Difficult decisions. This minus 30 initiative really hurts him. It's not as bad because of unpredictable and alert, of course. So if I had fewer people, or if the game was in an earlier stage, I would take him. I'm gonna let him go. Not exactly sure if that's the right call or not, but I have made it. Okay. So what about Torolf, the Swordmaster? Okay, so gets lumbering. That's good for damage, that's bad for initiative. Guy has a star in initiative. And he also gets heightened reflexes, which makes ranged defense a consideration. 2 stars in melee skill, that's good obviously, but as a Swordmaster I would prefer him to have melee defense, because he already starts with a high melee skill of maybe about 80. Of course, if he doesn't do well defensively, I could always give him pole arms, for example. Okay, he gets battle flow and berserk. No killing frenzy. Does have muscularity for that though, but he won't reach that high of a level in hit points because he doesn't have stars and because he's a Swordmaster and he'll get old. Sadly doesn't get mind over body. Okay, so this is another one of those close situations. It would really help if I saw his stats, but I have to pay 4,000 crowns in order to see them. So I'm leaning towards a no again, but I need to consider this. He'd definitely be useful. It's just the fact that I can always do better. It's like Tinder, you can always find a better one. With lumbering, determined isn't that important because we also have inspiring presence to give us a mood boost, but it definitely doesn't hurt. He'll have a crap ton of melee skill thanks to being swordmaster and 2 stars in melee skill. I think we should probably take him. And if he doesn't do well defensively, probably make a polearm guy out of him, or maybe a reach cleaver guy. Yeah, I think we'll take him. We might ignore the initiative completely, but we'll see. Lumbering kind of like negates a lot of it. So also he only has 1 star initiative. Does have the range defense, but there are better stats usually. I also want to check this Hedge Knight here. Sure. Okay, could maybe consider him. Not the best stars, but if he rolls well, he's going to be good. Resolve star is mostly wasted because he doesn't get mind over body. The traits are like whatever. I think since he's so costly and we can do better, I'll dismiss this Hedge Knight. I will get this Swordmaster. Goodbye 4,000 crowns. Okay, starts with exactly 80 melee skill. Really poor hit points. And I think we should probably ignore the range defense since he also starts it at -6, so even though he gets heightened reflexes, I think we can do better with other stats, for example hit points and maybe even resolve, maybe fatigue. We could consider trying to make a battle forged swordmaster out of him, even though as a swordmaster his fatigue pool is going to be limited. So here, let's take the melee skill, melee defense and the hit points. And do the same again. Nice roll. Okay. So, pretty good recruit. He will also get old eventually. Which will be kind of bad because he doesn't really benefit from the +10 resolve he'll receive since he doesn't have mind over body. Or not benefit from it as much as he would with it. Let's call him a trainee with Battleforge ? Let's give him Steel Brow. We want him to live, especially since we spent so much money on him. Let's give him this armor. And Oswulf, you will give your head armor to him. Sophie, you will give your nasal helmet. And we will give him maybe the battle standard. We will soon find more bikes. We want him in the back line for now. Make sure, well, not make sure, but increase his chances of survival. So we need a reach weapon. We do have these tip staffs. I mean, sure, I guess. Can always try to do the staff days. The damage is kind of lackluster. Or we could just... Yeah, sure. Actually, let's give him the battle standard. Or let's give... No, let's do this. And who can have this noble sword? Maybe Eilika with 64 melee skill. Maybe Leif? Is it time for him to go to the front? I don't think so, not yet. So you need something. Okay, I suppose Eilika can use it for now. She won't be able to hit often with her 64, but so be it. So I don't know if it's even worth looking at this, since it keeps changing and lying. I wonder if I can do this enough, and this guy is also gonna indicate that he has... Yeah, Tabulets company expenses. There it is. So weird. Okay, let's actually give these level 3 guys a rigorous schooling as well. How about this patrol though? There is this camp here. Might be able to do that. Don't know what is inside though. There is also these abandoned walls. If it's brigands, I think it's doable even if they come with a few of the tougher varieties, since we have throwing nets. Quite a few of them, in fact. Okay, I think we will take that patrol. Let's get some more tools. I guess we'll get more ammunition even at this price. So sell. Sell. Keep some of these nimble worthy helmets in our inventory just in case we need them. Sell one of these cruel falchions. And I guess we'll sell a falchion. Could maybe make a bit of profit by buying these paint sets. Not much. Maybe like 200 a piece if we find a good place to sell. And yeah, we could consider the scrap tent, but I don't think we will. Okay, let's go to Skjold. Oh yeah, we didn't take the patrol. Let's take that. Okay, apparently we are going to Ravestad first. And let's save just in case the game throws some of these things at us. Now that we have the patrol, we might want to do this. We'll be able to get like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 kills. Also, it's kind of bullshit again how these nobles are supposedly losing so easily against these goblins. The nobles should be able to win this if this was a real fight. And not lose so many troops. Maybe they'd lose like a few, maybe even up to 5, but certainly not that many. Not when they don't have a shaman at all. So yeah, since we have the patrol, I guess we'll do this fight. It will take a long time though. And let's wait for the goblins to spend their energy on the nobles before we advance. Why is Oswulf wavering? What a weirdo. Once he actually upgrades our card, I'm gonna try to get him killed. What good is he with only one hand? Okay, let's move. Gunhild might get shot here. She should survive, probably. She does have a shield. Now that is a brave ambusher. Not scared at all. Okay, seems we might get some kills relatively fast. Let's go for this one, since we can get at least this front view with the Crusaders' adrenaline. Okay. Need a better crossbow to actually be able to kill these guys in one hit. Magnachar is probably gonna be useless here. With his abysmal ranged skill. It's a bit risky, but I will move Nicholas here. Once we kill 1 or 2 of these and engage with the Crusader, they will start to panic. Yeah, easy fight should be. These nobles should really kick some goblin ass when we are actually seeing the battle. They wouldn't be losing as they were, even outnumbered. They have good armor, they have shields. They will be able to hit these goblins. The goblins will panic easily. In case they all, for some reason, decide to shoot at Nicholas, I'm not going to advance too far with him. He doesn't have nimble yet. I think he's going for nimble. Guess Magnachar, you could just stay back. Be any use anyway. Guess the same could apply to Oswulf here. He's so close to level 6 and possibly being able to upgrade our inventory. We don't want to lose him needlessly. It's unlikely that they all decided to target them and then also hit. And then also be able to kill in one round, but it can happen. Also, if Odolric at some point dies, I won't be sad about that. Can replace him with like a Swordmaster, a Hedge Knight, or a Shield Maiden or something. Especially since he doesn't get rebound. Okay, they're already starting to flee. Shoot at the nobles, please. Alright. It's also good to take this fight and make sure these goblins perish so that they don't pursue us around the map once I think they were winning against these nobles, which was complete horse manure. Okay, now we can be as aggressive as we like since they're fleeing, most of them. We'll see if we are able to get any more kills here. Probably not many at least. Maybe a few. Since these nobles will get to act mostly before us. Okay, one more. That was Sophie, who doesn't really have melee skill either. Okay, two more. Three more. Really annoying if the game crashed in a situation like this. Okay, since we have the patrol, I suppose we should try to run them down, apart from that one that got away. Maybe get this one. There's no need to hold the line anymore. Okay, now it's over. So, some XP, actually decent XP. And some goblin loot. And we did get 9 kills, so definitely worth it in that regard. Let's save again in case we get... in case I carelessly walk into the undead we saw earlier. So my phone is ringing, so I'm gonna end this session now. Thanks for watching and see you next time.